what's up, Godly Geeks? This is Ryan Maniac here.
I'm AB Doodles.
And we just wanted to take a moment to give you a couple updates of what's going on here on the channel. Because you might have noticed it's been a little while since our last video went up.
It's been a long time.
Last video went up, I believe, should have been the last home vlog where I popped the question.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has happened since.
Yeah, life got difficult after that happened. So we just wanted to give you all updates and explain why we haven't been making videos, because we've been dealing with a lot of stuff lately. And so doing YouTube has not been really on our minds.
Yeah. We had a date that we want, that we had in mind, so we had to, get all the venues and all that stuff, reserved and deposited down, and had to get my dress and bridesmaids and groomsmen and all that stuff, and that was like number one priority, like outside of work. So when I wasn't doing work stuff, I was doing wedding stuff. But we had picked a date. It's November 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Got
the weekend after Thanksgiving, so
yes,
there might be a small video on the channel. Nothing major.
Yeah, something small.
Just like a highlights, be like, hey, we got married.
But so that was like the first thing. That was like a great thing. That was something very exciting, and that, it took a lot of time, but I enjoyed it. And then when that kind of calmed down, then work schedule got hectic.
For both of us. A lot of people in my area of the job just randomly quit, so we were extremely short-staffed, and I was working pretty much every single night.
Yeah, and I was a supervisor, and now I'm in a different place at the store, which I love where I'm at now. It's great hours. It's all morning shifts, so nights are better. And he has a new job.
I recently started a new job. Yes,
full time. It's great.
Full time, work in the morning, get roughly about 40 to 50 hours a week.
So both of us now have nights off, which is great because before we were both working nights, and
we always had conflicting schedules.
Oh yeah, if I was off, he was at work. If he was off, I was at work. So, and we only saw each other in passing. Or
I would work, or you would work in the morning, but I would work in the evening.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
It was just a really, really complicated time. So when we did hang out, we were watching TV together, movies, or just talking about the wedding and just all of that. And that was just like, because we both said, hey, we haven't really done anything for the channel in a while, but also we just didn't have the energy. We didn't have because like if we did have the day off together, it was like, yeah, that's not what we want to do.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to spend time with each other. Because,
with the way our schedules had gotten, we'd barely gotten to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, it was like a couple hours here and there.
Even when you were staying over here because your house was being worked on.
Yeah.
Like, even then, we were, like, always tired.
Yeah. And so it was just kind of, we just had to take a moment and realize what was most important, which was our relationship. Mm-hmm. And so for that, I'm sorry that there wasn't updates, but I'm not sorry that we took our relationship first, because this is just an outlet and a hobby and something we love to do, but we're getting married, and so
yeah, we had other videos we wanted to do, like we wanted to do a movie review for Mortal Kombat. And we were gonna look at. We were gonna watch the Godzilla movies and do a review on those. We were gonna try to do one of the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. All these things we were gonna try to do, but just due to the.
We watched Mortal Kombat, and by the time we got done with it, it was 10:30 at night, and both had work in the morning, and we were like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So the movie review didn't happen, and then we were like, well, we can do it. We've already seen it, so we could do it a little later. So it doesn't have to be the same night. We never got to it.
We just never got to it just because schedules worked out, and then just some other personal issues came up that we'd rather not go into.
Yeah. But a lot of stuff has been resolved, and a lot of stress has kind of died down.
And we've taken care of a lot of stuff for the wedding. So.
Yes. Granted, that's going to get... Right now, there's not a lot to do. I still got to get bridesmaid dresses ordered and stuff like that, but until, it gets closer to, like, August and October, well, September and October, really, there's not a lot to do. Like, I'm saving up to get, the ring and stuff like that, and the honeymoon, we're both saving up for that. But, like, other than that, there's not a lot to do at this moment.
Yeah.
This is a calm before the storm.
Yeah, we're just getting into the meat of it.
Yeah. So that was, like, the good part of why we haven't been on YouTube. But there are unfortunately, some not so good stuff. But
the first off would be, we actually, with this video, will have to announce that Mando is no longer part of the channel, because he started having a lot of sporadic issues out of nowhere, and started getting extremely aggressive towards Abigail for no real reason that we can really discern. Just like, we had all been here for several months, and at some point he just randomly started getting really aggressive, specifically towards her.
And getting really possessive over Ryan.
Yeah, and he would, like, snip at her and stuff like that. It was small at first, but then at one point when we were both here, he decided to lunge at her. Jump up at her and clamp onto your face.
Yeah, it was not a full clamp. They call it a muzzle punch. Hurt a lot. Thought I might have broken my nose. I did end up getting a concussion because he hit me right here where the eye socket is. And I did feel his teeth, but he didn't leave any marks like that. It was kind of a scary situation because it just kind of happened out of nowhere. And I couldn't tell you what it was, but even after that, we didn't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, because if it was just that one incident, it would be like, it was a one-off thing.
It was still something that we were like, we need to find help with because this isn't okay.
Yeah.
Because when we first got him, he did actually bite Ryan, and so we just kind of passed that up as this is a new environment. Maybe we did something, but he had a lot of trauma, a lot of episodes with us where he'd just go in these trances and just lunge at someone or try to snap at you. So we tried to find out what his triggers were. Maybe there were certain words, maybe there were certain actions, and we really were just trying to figure out how we could help him.
Yeah.
But after he lunged at me, and
he suddenly he just
got worse.
The episodes just started coming more and more frequently. At one point, he kept snipping at her outside
when I was trying to take him out. So then we moved to, okay, I'm just not going to interact with him when Ryan's not around. And then it was he broke out of his kennel.
All on his own. Completely busted in one of the sides.
And so because I was in the kitchen and he was in here in his kennel, and because this was at the time where we just didn't know what he was going to do without Ryan around. And
so we had made the rule of, like, don't let him out when I'm not there.
And so this was one of the nights that I got home earlier than he did, and so I was just in the kitchen making me food, and I heard him, like, at the door, which didn't make sense because he was supposed to be in his kennel. So when I opened up the door, he came out of his kennel, and I saw that he had broken his kennel. So I shut the door, tried to figure out how to fix it. I couldn't really figure it fully out. Able to get it enough. But then he was just laying on his bed in the den, not really paying me any attention or doing anything. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to leave him there because he seems like he's fine. Because I was cleaning, so I was like, I'm going to clean the bathroom, so I won't really be around. Well, as I was cleaning the shower with the door open, I turn around and he is, his ears are back, and he's like, and his teeth were showing, and he was like coming at me. And then when I said his name, then he got faster, and so I did swing the shower head at him because he wouldn't stop, and then I grabbed him by the collar and put him in this room, and that was like the last episode where it's like, we can't keep him anymore. And we did contact our Humane Society, and they had set him up with, like, a free vet visit. We're gonna check him out and stuff. But after that moment, it was like, we can't handle this. And so if they find out what's wrong with him, we can't really. And the free vet visit, they hadn't even actually scheduled yet. They said they were going to, and then they just kind of, I guess they didn't believe us, or I don't know, but we knew that we couldn't help him because at this point I was terrified of him, and I didn't know if I'd ever get over that. And, you know, we were both stressed with a lot of stuff other than this.
Yeah.
And we just made the decision, though it was really hard, that the best thing for him and the best thing for us is to maybe let him find a new home or get help from a vet or something so he can, you know, figure out maybe these are just some episodes, maybe it's a behavioral thing and they can figure it out, but we just didn't have the financial means for all of that, unfortunately. And so we did give him back to his Humane Society, and don't really know much about it other than that. We pray that they're able to figure out everything and they're able to help him, and that he finds a family that will be able to figure out, that can help him with the behavioral.
And can deal with all the random episodes he would have.
Yeah. But it was just...
It was just at a point with what was going on with us at the time, plus the fact of him now rapidly becoming more sporadic in his behaviors, to the point that she had hit him to get him off of her. It was just at a point like, we can't really keep him anymore. This is doing nothing but causing us both stress and anxiety, and we both hated it. We really, really hated it. Like, it tore my heart into shreds to have to go take him back, but that's just honestly the most we could do for him. That's the most we could do that was a better option than having him put down. I didn't want to do that.
We didn't feel like it was something that couldn't be helped.
Mm-hmm.
We just knew we weren't the ones that were going to be able to help him.
Yeah. So we love him to death, but it's just, we could not.
And he did bring a lot of joy.
He really did.
But those last couple weeks with us was a really, really scary thing for me. I didn't feel comfortable with him out around me because I didn't know what was going to happen. Because I didn't know if I would say something or do something that would make him react negatively. And there were so many times he was just totally fine, like nothing was wrong. But like we said, it was a really, really hard choice. And I think the lesson that we both kind of took out of it was just, if you're going to adopt a dog, make sure you can get all the information about their past owners as possible and find out as much about them as you can. When we adopted him, there wasn't really much information except that he was chained outside for the last 2 years of his life. And so, other than that, they didn't know anything. And so we were told he was very playful and very loving, and for the most part he was. But he had that trauma that we weren't expecting.
Yeah.
So, and then when we did adopt him, we were in a time in our life where we were actually financially able to take care of him, and then lots of stuff happened.
Yeah.
And finances went downhill. And so another thing was just make sure you're more than just financially stable, but you have that ability to, like, if there's an emergency, that you'll be able to take care of it, because animals, we knew that they were expensive, we just didn't know how much.
Yeah.
Some of their needs were going to cost us. And so that's just one thing that we took away from it. We still love dogs. We still planning on getting a dog, just not anytime soon. Both of us kind of have to heal from Mando.
From Mando, and also just work on being financially stable.
Yeah.
Because dogs are expensive.
Yeah, but definitely love them, and he'll be missed.
We love him, but just know going forward, he will not be here. It's just...
So, and then the other thing that happened that we look back now and we can find it kind of funny. In the moment, it was the worst thing in the world. Right after all of that happened.
And we gave him up, and we were still processing all that.
We were still processing that. We both had a Sunday off. And so I was like, let's watch movies and watch Avatar, because he's only watched the first 4 episodes of Avatar, and it has been a really long time since I had watched the show. In fact, I was like in elementary school or something like that when I finished it, so I really don't remember a lot about it, because I feel like there's some episodes that I've probably missed from here and there, but for the most part, I know the general idea of Avatar, and I was like, let's watch it. I freaking love Aang and Appa, and just, yes. And so we were on the first part of Avatar, which is called Book 1, which is water. And as we were just chilling, we were washing clothes, and we decided that we wanted to DoorDash some Buffalo Wild Wings because I had like a little coupon, so it was going to be like super cheap. And I was like, cool, go get my wallet. So when he steps out...
I step off the bed, because we were just having a bed day, just laying in the bed watching it. I step on the ground and notice the floor is damp. I say, that's weird, did I spill a drink or something? I proceed to open the hallway door to find that the hallway has been flooded because the washing machine, whatever helped makes it stop filling up with water,
stopped working.
Just stopped and had just filled
45 minutes prior to this, I had put towels on, and you know how it's supposed to stop and then wash? No! It just kept filling with water. So this entire game room was flooded.
This entire game room was flooded. Like inches, the hallway was flooded. The bathroom was flooded. The kitchen was flooded. And it was leaking into the bedroom and into the den. So
that was great.
That's a major thing that came up.
Had to get all like the major stuff in here had to be gotten up. We had to take it out of here. Then we had to move furniture. Wring out towels, wring out clothes. I was supposed to go back home Monday because our house was done enough for I could actually go back in my room. So I was going to take all my stuff Monday. Well, then I had to take everything Sunday because the maintenance people came out, and they were like, we'll call somebody and they'll come out. And so somebody came out, they sucked all the water up.
Sucked up all the water.
There was fans in here for like 3 days.
Yeah, 3 solid days.
Fans and humidifiers.
I had to go stay with a friend of ours who lives in the apartments just because.
So that was fun.
The fans were super loud, so I could not sleep here.
Yeah. So
that and the fact that it was also extremely humid.
Yeah. And so we had to deal with that. And so then he didn't have a washer and a dryer for a couple of weeks. And then we ended up getting my old one, my parents' old washer and dryer. My Nana gave it to us as an early wedding present. So we now have a nice washer and a dryer.
Yeah.
Because, we had to use a laundromat. Well, he had to use a laundromat. But yeah, that's for the most part just kind of where we've been at. Just a lot of stuff has happened.
Life got very...
We're aunts and uncles.
Fun for a while. Also, yeah, our friends that we stayed with, they recently had their baby, little Sosha.
Wow.
I'm probably mispronouncing it.
We just call her Sushi.
Little Sushi. That's her name.
Obviously, we're not going to show her, but yeah, she's so cute. But yeah, so we're aunts and uncles, so that happened. So we were kind of like being there for them, and then just like got a new haircut.
She did. She looks more like the animated self on the channel art.
So yeah, that's pretty much just mainly where we've been and why we haven't really been on that channel and.
It's not for lack of wanting. It's mostly just a matter of we had either no energy or motivation, or we did not have the time, just because life got very, very difficult.
Yeah. And going forward, we have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that we want to do for the channel, but with the wedding this year and other things, we've both decided that we're not really putting a timetable on some of this stuff. Mm-hmm.
It just kind of happens when it happens.
So we're hoping probably next year we'll have a more understanding schedule and kind of have a more set thing where we can actually upload videos like we want.
Yeah, because at that point she'll be officially living.
I'll be living
that
here.
way.
And
we'll be able to plan that out better.
We'll be able to do things. So.
Did you just dab?
I did, because I like to dab, because. Just
That's what I agreed to.
And then you gotta whip it and you whip it, and then you do the maniac.
It's okay, because I have my own little things that I know you hate that I'm gonna put in this video, and you're gonna have to listen to it.
Oh no.
So that's where we've been. Don't really have a set idea of what's going to go out on the channel for the rest of the year. That's just because
Weirdo.
We've still got some stuff we're working on at the moment in life.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just recently started a new job, trying to get used to that. We're supposed to be going with my family sometime next month to Disney, because they offered us a trip to Disney as part of our Christmas from last year. So we're looking forward to that.
Birthdays coming up.
Both our birthdays are coming up.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff, really. So
really.
We have been tossing around the idea of getting back to some more streaming.
Yes.
Like we discussed, possibly playing the Resident Evil 2 remake.
There's a couple games.
She's interested in it.
There's a couple games. Nothing official yet.
Just a couple ideas we've tossed around, really.
One idea that I want to do, and I think it would be fun, even though it's not technically a relevant game, but it would be fun because both of us could play at the same time, is to stream Doom, because, guys, I'm a mess when I play that game.
She is. Every Tuesday,
Ryan, I died! Ryan, where are you? I'm lost! I think it would just be a fun game, because out of all the games we've done, we've only ever played, like, individual games, and so you've never really seen us play video games together at the same time. And it's an adventure.
It is.
That's all I gotta say. Anywho, we hope you guys have a fantastical day, or night, or sleep. Whenever you're watching this, just make sure it's a fantastical one. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!